video to show you a little bit of how the draft goes in connected careers. So this is my connected career with the Redskins. I've advanced it all the way to the draft. So let's go up top here, go to my actions, and as you can see, we're at the NFL draft, and we'll start the draft. So as you can see, you can actually trade up the you can view your draft board, you can advance, you can pause the draft. So like let me show you just a little bit about advancing. So I can make an offer to the Titans, and let's say okay, I give them, you know, let's say I try to give them Fred Davis. And you can see how it has the yellow next to Fred Davis, so that's neutral. If you look, they're looking for a QB, middle linebacker, and strong safety. So I really don't have none of those to give them. So I'll just back out. Let's see if we can find somebody else. So let's go ahead and skip them. So you can advance to the next pick, advance to the next user pick, advance the next round, or advance to the end of the draft. So that's good to know because if you need to hurry up and advance to the next user, you can let the computer go all the way through. So let's just advance to the next pick.
Terry Carter was expected to bring the Irish back to the national championship game this season, and he did that, leading Notre Dame to an undefeated record and a #1 ranking. Once the game began, though, Carter struggled, and then it all fell apart. He was outplayed by Kentucky QB Ron Dunson, and Notre Dame lost by 4. Carter has the arm to make all the throws, and he has outstanding accuracy, but his performance in the pressure situations has scouts scratching his head. Can he handle it at the NFL level? If he can, this team's got a franchise QB. If not, they're doing this again in 2 or 3 years.
So there you go. That was a taste of Trey Wingo, just giving you one of the many backstories to some of the rookies in the draft. So let's make an offer to St. Louis, and they're looking for a left guard, D tackle, QB. So let's see if we can give them a left guard. Actually, let's see if we can give them Barry Cofield. All right, so you can see they're interested in Barry Cofield. So let's give them Barry Cofield, and let's give them next year's #2. Since next year we don't have a #1, we have a #2. Let's see if we can give them a #3. All right, so we're gonna hit submit, and yes, your offer has been sent. You will see it in the actions.
Hold on, folks. Trade coming.
All right, so you heard Trey Wingo say trade coming. So the trade was accepted. So I actually got the pick, and now I have a minute and 45 seconds to make my pick. Um, I can, let's see. Let me select a player, go to my draft board. And so if you haven't scouted, like, it will still tell you like where guys are probably going to end up in the first round or so. I know we need a middle linebacker because London Fletcher has moved on. So, but we're actually going to take a left end because I know I looked at this guy before. Um, so he's a 3-4. Yep.
The Seattle Seahawks are on the clock.
So Seattle's on the clock now. Like I said, the good thing about this is that you don't have to wait through all the computer stuff, so you can just advance it to the next pick. And
And it's Carolina now on the clock.
so Carolina's on the clock. I'm waiting for them to do another to see if Trey Wingo will do another storyline. Next pick.
Detroit Lions are now on the clock.
Go to my draft boards. All right, my middle linebacker is still out there.
Cleveland Browns are now on the clock. And the New England Patriots are now on the clock.
All right, so I'm just gonna go through the
Miami
first
Dolphins
round.
are now on the clock.
So you can see, as you can see, after every draft, like the Twitter feed will update, and you can see what they're saying. Mark Schlereth, McShay, some other guys, Schefter, Wingo.
The New York Giants now own the clock. San Francisco 49ers are on the clock.
So you can go forward to see, who has upcoming picks. The problem is you can't trade for any of their picks, so you can only trade with whoever is on the clock at the time. So it looks like it's a while for me because I don't have a first round pick. So as you can see, this is going into the next round.
And the Kansas City Chiefs are on the clock.
All right, so I think I'm gonna trade up. Let me see what Kansas City needs, because I might want to make them an offer. They need a tight end, a quarterback, middle linebacker. You know what? Let's give them. Let's see if they'll take a tight end. So let's go to our tight ends. Got Fred Davis, Chris Cooley. They're probably not gonna take Chris Cooley. I mean, let's. I mean, we can try. All right, you see their interest level is neutral. So let's remove him and see if we can add Fred Davis and see if they're interested in him. Wow, they're very interested in Fred Davis. He was a monster for me last year. Um, let's see. Uh, nah, I can't give up Fred Davis, so just can't do it. So we'll keep advancing.
Denver, you're on the clock now. Well, the Oakland Raiders are now on the clock.
All right, so you can actually pause the draft and look at your draft board and trade up. Now, can you exit the draft? I don't know. Think we should try it? Yeah, I think we should try it. Okay, so right now it's asking, do I want to quit my connected careers? If I say yes, I wonder if the draft will auto simulate. So right now we're in round one, pick 13. Let's go ahead and quit. I mean, this is what you gotta do. Sometimes you gotta just put your beaker coat on, go into the lab, and see what you come up with. Wow, so it's still paused. This this is like great news, guys. If you can pause a draft and cut off your game and tell if you got a big league, and because that was one of our things is that you have a big league and it's 32 players, it's going to take forever to do a draft. But if the commissioner can pause, exit the connected career, and the draft doesn't continue, then that's big. So uh, let's just go ahead and resume the draft, and let's go ahead and advance it to my next pick.
After a fast start early in the season, Ohio State linebacker John Hurst struggled down the stretch. Lack of strength was really exposed as teams began to run right at him to negate his speed rush. Look, he's got a ton of natural ability. He turned in a 4.38 40 at his pro day and looked really good in the agility drills. But at the end of the day, Mike Mayock tells me that Hurst is really a one-dimensional speed rusher with few moves in his arsenal, and he's a poor anchor against a strong run blocker. Now, I have heard that Hurst is very coachable, so maybe he can be developed into an every-down player. Until then, he probably plays only when the team needs someone to hit the quarterback. The Wisconsin defense was considered the best in the country this year, and a lot of that had to do with corner Fred Marshall. He's 6'1", 210, got a 41-inch vertical. Marshall has serious deficiencies, though, in zone coverage, which saw his stock drop around midseason. Wisconsin probably hurt Marshall's development by removing him from any zone packages instead of working with him to address that issue. Look, he's got elite athleticism, but he's got to show he can anticipate coverage. Until then, he's just a nickel corner. Arkansas wideout Sean Hill is smallish at 5'10", 178. That's being kind. But he has explosiveness and open field running skills to be a game breaker at the NFL level. Early in the season, most experts saw him as a potential slot guy and kick returner. But after leading the Razorbacks in receptions and yards, he started to climb draft boards pretty quickly. When he finally ran at the combine, that 4.36 time solidified himself as one of the elite playmakers in this class. Mike Mayock told me there that he thinks Hill is going to be a force on special teams and, if used correctly, could be a nice receiver. Conrad the Hammer Ratliff got his nickname in college when his teammates were told that he was a direct descendant of the Frankish king Charles the Hammer Martel. While this is both unlikely and impossible to prove, he certainly is a hammer on the field, a battering ram of a lead blocker as tough as they come. He's tough, mean, and a little bit dirty, according to some of his former opponents. Now, he didn't catch a lot of passes in college, but he did show the ability to do it at the Senior All-Star game. If nothing else, he'll bring some toughness and an awesome nickname to the locker room.
Wow, so it sounds like because I skipped ahead, Trey Wingo actually talks about the players that had storylines that probably got drafted. Um, so I'm pretty sure he'll do it again since,
Alabama's back
yeah,
Stephen
there he
Graham
goes.
rushed for 2,700 yards this season, scored 40 times, but that injury in the SEC title game ended his season, and because of that, had to sit out all the postseason workouts. There were rumors he might not have recovered enough to participate in the combine, but for whatever reason, he didn't even show up. There are two reasons he's dropping to this point in the draft: character and injury. If he can overcome those two things, this is a steal. Virginia Tech guard Carl Gallego is a tough blue-collar kid who can get to the second level on running plays and is okay against the rush. While you like his emotions, sometimes they've gotten him into trouble on and off the field. He was benched several times for too many personal fouls, suspended 3 games for hitting his own teammate. On top of that, he dropped on a lot of draft boards when he lost his cool at the combine. This guy has an awful temper, and that's been an issue since high school. I'm kind of surprised he was drafted at all, and I expect this team to get him into anger management right away if they want to keep him under control on and off the field.
All right, so like I said, I think what happens is all the players that have storylines that get drafted while you advance the draft, Trey Wingo just goes ahead and does all of the things. I wanted to do one quick thing before I stopped in this video, and so we're gonna advance to the next user pick, which is mine. But I wanted to see when I go to
The
make a
Washington
pick,
Redskins are on the clock.
I can delegate the computer to make a pick for me. So let's see what the computer does. They give me a
The
H
Miami
back.
Dolphins are on the clock.
Cool. All right, guys. That's a look at Madden NFL 13 Connected Careers Draft. Like I said, there's a lot of options, and probably one of the best ones that no one has really talked about up until now is the ability to pause a draft, get out, and still be able to pick up where you left off. So I appreciate everybody watching. Make sure you tune in to Game Changers Radio every Tuesday. Follow me on Twitter at Shopmaster. Like the video and subscribe to the channel. check you guys out later. Thank